Once a great philosopher came to Buddha. He had a lot of questions to ask. He approached Buddha and began asking him questions. Buddha listened to him and said, "Do you really want answers? If you truly desire them, are you willing to pay the price?" The philosopher replied, "Throughout my life, I have been searching for answers. I have received many answers, but each answer, new questions arose. What price do you ask? I am ready to pay the full price. I simply want these questions answered before I leave this earth." Buddha said, "Good. Most people want answers but are unwilling to pay the price. That's why I ask you. Sit in silence for 2 years. This is the price. Sit near me in silence for 2 years, and when 2 years have passed, I will permit you to ask your questions. At that time, you can ask whatever you want, and I promise to answer everything and dispel all doubts. However, for 2 years, you must remain completely still and silent. Do not bring up your questions during this time." The philosopher contemplated whether to agree or not. He thought to himself, 2 years is a long time. Will he truly answer my questions then? He asked Buddha, "Can you give me full assurance that you will answer every question after 2 years?" Buddha replied, "I give you my complete assurance. If you ask, I will definitely answer. But if you do not ask, whom shall I answer?" Just at that moment, a disciple who had been meditating under a nearby tree began to laugh. The philosopher asked Buddha, "Why is he laughing?" Buddha replied, "Ask him." The philosopher approached the disciple and inquired about the reason for his laughter. The disciple replied, "If you have something to ask it now. I was deceived in the same manner. He also made a fool out of me. But I can tell you, he is telling the truth. If you ask after 2 years, he will undoubtedly answer. But who asks after 2 years? I have sat here silently for 2 years, and now he continues to prod me, saying, 'Ask brother.' After remaining silent for 2 years, there is nothing left to ask. Every answer has been received. If you want to ask something, ask now. Otherwise, after 2 years, there will be nothing left to ask." The philosopher desired to know the answers, so he stayed with Buddha. He would sit silently every day. He had lost track of time because when one's thoughts slow down, they lose awareness of time. However, Buddha remembered the exact time. When 2 years had passed, Buddha went to the philosopher and said, "Now you can ask any question. I will answer everything as I promised. Do you have something to ask?" The philosopher started laughing and said, "That disciple was right. Now that I have been sitting here for 2 years, I have nothing left to ask. Through your grace, all the answers have come." The moral of the story is that true answers and wisdom come from within oneself. The philosopher in the story sought answers to his questions from Buddha. But Buddha asked him to sit in silence for 2 years as the price for obtaining those answers. The disciple who had already gone through the process shared his experience and revealed that after 2 years of silence and introspection, all the answers had naturally emerged within him. The story teaches us that seeking answers externally is not enough. We must also cultivate inner stillness and contemplation to discover the wisdom that resides within us. It emphasizes the importance of self-reflection, patience, and the realization that answers to our deepest questions often come when we quiet our minds and listen to our inner selves. Ultimately, the story highlights the transformative power of inner exploration and the understanding that true knowledge and answers arise from our own being. Answers are not given but received. Answers don't come from outside, but from within.